Something pretty big happened in the Elite controller market that probably went unnoticed by most people, but in January at the CES 2020 convention, Scuf Gaming was bought by Corsair. Now really quick, there's a couple things that I want to break down that are important about this purchase and the importance of those two companies. Anybody who's been riding out on the channel for a while knows that I love Elite controllers. My most reviewed item on the channel would be custom controllers or Elite builds. We've reviewed all different kinds of brands, styles, shapes, and sizes, and they all have their different strengths and weaknesses. But back to the topic, I have to break down why Scuf Gaming is pretty much the head honcho when it comes to Elite controllers. Scuf was definitely the first company to realize that there's a huge market in these Elite controllers with extra inputs to enable players to do more and be more in control while in game. Scuf also really quickly secured over 100 patents, and that pertains to the specific shape and size of some of their controllers, as well as the back paddles themselves and their layout. And they also have 50 more patents in process right now. Now, I'm not saying Scuf is the best by any means. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you know this because we've had this conversation quite a few times. I've reviewed pretty much every single Scuf that has released except for the Scuf Prestige, which is for Xbox. So that's the Infinity 4PS Pro, the Impact, the Vantage 1, and then the Vantage 2. I will have links to all these reviews down in the comment section below. Now, just because Scuf is the originator absolutely does not mean that they are the best at making Elite controllers. We've reviewed controllers from the likes of Astro A40, Xbox Elite V1 and V2, Nacon. We're going to be reviewing the Thrustmaster, that is on the way. Then there's BattleBeaver controllers, Evil controllers, AIM controllers, and the list just goes on. Anything that's had to do with increasing your performance while using a controller, we have reviewed it here on the channel. I'm sure there's a few exceptions there, but you get the gist. And right now there is an elephant in the room. This has to do with quality control when we're talking about Elite controllers. When it comes to Scuf, as well as several other companies, there's been a massive amount of feedback from you guys as to your personal experience as a customer and using their product. We have heard everything under the sun, from controllers just not functioning properly, stick drift and buttons not working right out of the box, and for the most part it's just functionality. Things not working a week later, a month later, 3 months later. You get the point. And to put this in context, I've had my Astro A40s, which is the headset that I use, for like 3 going on 4 years. I've had my Logitech G Pro wireless for going on a year. I've had my budget mechanical keyboard as well as my high tier mechanical keyboard for going on 2 years. I don't have a single issue with any of those products because products hopefully are supposed to be built to last and give you a decent lifespan while using it. So when we finally got around to reviewing the Vantage 2 from Scuf, which, if you want my honest opinion, felt like a rebranded Vantage 1. It did fix a lot of issues with the controller. We touched on the fact that pretty much every single Scuf that I have owned has crapped out on me, like, pretty quickly. I highly advise checking out that Vantage 2 review if you want some more thorough communication on that topic. Now, to be fair, Scuf is not the only one with those quality control issues. Like the Astro C40 definitely had some major design flaws, as well as the new Xbox Elite V2. The amount of feedback from you guys is ridiculous. People just having controllers that are flawed when we're talking about controllers that average anywhere from $150 to $250. Yeah, that's pretty much what it would cost you to get a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One right now. For sure, there's some companies that I have considered and made dedicated videos about that I think are above the competition. Number one, if you had to ask me, Airbear, where would you buy an Elite controller if you were getting one right now? It would be from BattleBeaverCustoms. And don't give me that, oh, it's because you're sponsored, because this is the honest review. My opinions always remain my own. I get to say what I want, how I want, and I make absolutely nothing off of any of your purchases. And if you appreciate honest content like that, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you made me pick a number 2 company to shop with, it would 100% be Evil controllers. I know they're really expensive, but I really like their controllers. So back to the point, Corsair bought Scuf Gaming, and why is this important? First off, and pretty importantly, there's a bunch of Elite controllers that don't get built unless they're built using Scuf patents. Let's go specifically into the Microsoft Elite V1 and V2. Both of those controllers, in a way, are built in collaboration with Scuf because they're built using Scuf's patents, and they do have to pay Scuf for use of those patents. And somehow I do feel like that's part of the reason why the Elite V1 and V2 both had some pretty serious quality control issues. Now, changing lanes for a sec, when I think of Corsair, there's a couple really important things that come to mind. First off, Corsair is really high tier in the PC world of tech. Corsair is also Corsair Memory Incorporated, and in case you don't know, memory is pretty much in everything that is important to you that is tech related. Memory's all over your phones, memory's all over your processors, your video graphics cards, it's just freaking everywhere. And Corsair Incorporated is at the forefront of trying to break down boundaries and further the progression of technology as far as memory goes, as well as PC components. When I think Corsair, personally, I do think name brand, and this is gonna work, and I'm not gonna have any problems with it. Corsair also purchased Elgato. Now, it would be a debate to say that Elgato is the #1 best game capture to use on the market, but it would not be a debate to say that Elgato is the #1 most used game capture on the market. When I think of streaming and accessories, immediately I think of Elgato. And it's no surprise, the very first Elite controller that I got, the Infinity 4PS Pro, there was only one name in mind in my head when I went to go looking for an Elite controller. It was Scuf. You want to know why that is? Because Scuf sponsors more professional console players as well as streamers than any other controller company out. No matter what, if you're watching a high-tier console streamer or professional players in console gaming league, more than likely they're sponsored by Scuf. And that's advertising at its finest. I do feel like Scuf was in a rough patch, and part of that might have to do with our review of the Scuf Vantage 1 and the Scuf Vantage 2. Yeah, we kind of put that on blast. Ultimately, there are a couple key points that I'm trying to communicate with you. One, a lot of these companies aren't making reliable controllers, and specifically from my experience, Scuf is not. Now, that doesn't mean that Scuf doesn't make money. They make money, or Corsair wouldn't have bought them. I do feel like, however, that Scuf is not making the money that they once used to, and that change is in order. This is really an opportunity for Scuf as well as Corsair to realize that there's a major lifespan issue with these Elite controllers and that they need to be built to a higher standard. How about this? Really quick, if you've ever owned a Scuf controller, tell me how your experience went and how long it lasted. I'm willing to bet money as you scroll down our comment section, you'll catch our drift. Or just go to the comment section of any of our other Scuf reviews and you'll definitely get the picture loud and clear. For Corsair, buying Scuf was also investing into the patents that they already have established and a successful company, but it is an opportunity for them to raise the bar. And please, just do it. Rework the internals, rework the back paddle layout and design, and improve the product. If you think about it for just a second, you'll realize that this purchase was a beautiful chess move in the business world, because Corsair is already dominating when it comes to PC components, as well as owning a PC building company, and then they own Elgato, which is just capping all day long. They are the top company for streaming accessories and equipment and game captures, and Scuf is the #1 seller of Elite controllers in the console world of gaming. My advice, whether you want it or not, coming from my personal experience as well as you guys' feedback through all of our Elite controller reviews, is to not buy a Scuf controller until there is a rework in the design and the internals and they have a better warranty. The bar has got to be raised, like all the way around. They need to just bring it all the way up, because as it stands right now, it's no bueno. I am thankful for the thought, however, that Corsair doesn't like to be second best at anything or to put out bad products. And if they realize that there really is a big issue and that their customers are having that much of a bad experience, then they're going to remedy their products and raise the standard. Man, I am glad that we've had this conversation, because there are always people asking me what controller should I buy and who is the best company to buy it from, and the first name that I always hear is Scuf. So now that you guys have my personal 2 cents on it, don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below and to share your own personal experience, whether or not it was with Scuf or a different company. Let us know how your Elite controllers are holding up. And the fact does remain true: when enough people unite and come together under one cause, they can make a really big impact. We are giving away a gang of these Odin Zero Gravity mouse pads that we reviewed here on the channel. This will be happening on our Instagram as well as our Twitch. If you don't want to miss that, make sure to follow us on those platforms. They will be linked in the description below. If this video has helped you in your decision-making process or just given you some valuable information, please don't forget to like the video, share the content, subscribe to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Notification Squad, you guys freaking rock. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Peace.